I teased this. I want to get your quick response to it. Both scenarios nauseate me. Expansion in both college basketball and college football. You've got dueling stories up on ESPN.com today. One, optimism about a 14-team playoff in college football. We haven't even had a 12 yet.
No, they're going to vote on this within the next couple of weeks.
Ridiculous.
And we don't even know what 12 looks like. We don't even know. We spent a decade at 4.
And then the other one, Joe Lunardi making the case, he's the bracket guy, for more brackets. 80 teams is what he wrote about on ESPN.com today. My question, which one can you stomach? I don't like either of them. 80 or 14, which one, if you had to have one, would you rather deal with?
Well, the one that I'd rather deal with is the 14-team college football playoff, because no one is opting out of postseason play in basketball. If at the worst you expand the college football playoffs and it gets more of the top-end players playing in these bowl games that are college football playoff games, then I think that's a positive. Does it cheapen the regular season? Yes. Does it cheapen being a conference champ, especially if they go to 3 automatic bids for the SEC, 3 for the Big Ten, 2 in the ACC, 2 in the Big 12, and then 3 at large? Like that, to me, having automatic bids is completely ridiculous. If there would be years where you would have 6 SEC teams, and there may still be, or 6 Big Ten teams, 12 of the 2, and then 2 at large. Like, I don't put a number on it that says you have to take the number 3 Big Ten team. The number 3 Big Ten team may suck.
You got to respect conference champs. But beyond that, I don't think you need to guarantee second place, third place, fourth place. Plus, if you start locking those in, it takes away the incentive to schedule big non-conference games, because you want to have those non-con games. They're better for TV, better for fans, better for the product. And you want teams to be incentivized to schedule them, because if they win, it helps them in the at-large formula. But if 1 through 3 are already getting in, it decentivizes the idea that you'd play the big games. It also waters down the regular season more in general to go to 14. The regular season is already watered down in college basketball, so I would much prefer just go to 80. Put 100 in. Just stop messing with the college football playoff. Let's see 12 first, because I kind of think 12 might have been the sweet spot.
Well, I think
hold 12 and do whatever you want with the tournament in college basketball.
6 or 8 would have been the sweet spot, but they leapfrog that one, and they're never going to go back. They're never going to reduce the number of teams. And I would, instead of voting on it, what's the rush to vote? Is it simply because ESPN is in the mix and they want to be able to sell their inventory? They could sell it in another year. Let's see what 12 looks like. I don't know that there's going to be a lot of people that like it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to be excited about it because it is more football. That's fine. More good football. But I would like to see it before we go from 12 to 14. Now, is there going to be much difference in the 12 format versus the 14 format? Probably not. You're talking about 2 teams.
But you're going to put in more 3-loss teams, right? That's going to be what, because who are we adding?
You might get a 4-loss team.
Right. Do I need a format where you play 12 regular season games and you can go 8-4 and get in? I don't need that formula. I understand prioritizing a postseason. College football has sorely lacked a true postseason. But if you can lose 3 or even 4 games, you have college basketballed your sport. Where in college basketball, like, you got a million ways to get in. I mean, you got your tournament at the end of the year. You can lose 8, 10, 12 games and be fine and get in. It waters it down. It makes it a tougher product to get invested in throughout.
Yeah, and so just as an example, in the Big Ten last year, obviously Michigan 9-0, Ohio State 8-1, they're probably both in. And in a 14-team, division or a 14-team playoff, Penn State gets in at 7-2. Then you're looking at Iowa, who was ranked 24. Chances are they're not getting in. But if they had,
well, there's automatic qualifiers. You start really, making this.
Yeah, then you start thinking about the at-large. How much does the whole, brand and TV play into 13 and 14? If you're talking about 13 being a group of 5 school, it's a great story, versus like this year, Oklahoma would have been 12.
Yeah.
You're going to get more eyeballs, more care about an Oklahoma team versus a power or group of 5 school.
I don't know where Gator's at with this. 2 stories on ESPN today about expansion in college sports. A 14-team playoff. We haven't even had a 12. And an 80-team March Madness field pushed by Joe Lunardi. Which one would you tolerate if you had to have one or the other?
Oh, the football, easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the 80-team tournament is stupid because it really absolutely positively makes the regular season useless. The 14-team college playoff, what it does effectively is replaces the bowl system. So it makes it interesting. And you got 14 teams that's the 14 best teams in the country playing for a championship also means that the 14 best teams in the country, all the players are going to play in that game. So
that's my take.
That's what John had said.
Yeah, I think when all is said and done, we're going to really embrace the 12 or 14 or 16 team, whatever they decide to go with. I think we're all going to embrace it because it also means home games in the playoffs, that's really cool to have a home game for your university. So
we'll embrace it because we kind of have to.
You have no choice.
Well, it's not even just to me. It's not just because I have to. I'm actually warming up to the idea that it makes more sense. The fact that you're adding home games to it, that makes it cool. You had the Final Four was great.
Yeah,
and I didn't have a problem with the Final Four. Listening to people bitch about it every year is one thing. Of course, the controversy this past season, but you get to 12 or 14 teams, and I just start thinking about how good the football is going to be. And as a football fan, how do you not like that?
Doug, the question was 80 or 14. Which expansion could you tolerate more? 80 in college
80,
hoops. Yeah.
80.
That's what I said.
The 14. I think it's we just approved one system. We're already ready to change it. What the hell are we doing?
They're going to vote on it before they even see what 12 is. They're supposed to vote sometime mid-March on whether to go to 14 in 2 years, and we don't even know what 12 looks like.
What the hell's going on with college football? Skip it. Let's just go to 64. It'll make the most money.
But you're in favor of 80.
Of the two lousy
Yeah,
scenarios.
Because 68's already ridiculous.
That's
You go to
my point.
80 and you're like,
exactly.
College basketball is already so watered down, and the tournament is great.
What's the downside to 14 teams in the college?
More
playoff?
3-loss teams,
Yeah.
watering down to the regular
the regular
season more.
season will mean even less. There are some things that I don't hate. Like if you do have automatic bids, well, we'll get into it. It's all part of what we've got on.
the Carson Anderson
Yeah,
special.
we got a show coming up, huh?
We're going to do a show today. Yeah.
What's